So we made over $1,000 this week alone with our side hustles. And so could you. Welcome to the Snipe Life. This is episode 4 of our 30 Days of Hustle, a recap of week 3. And before we get to that, we wanted to talk about a few things. But this week has been great. Hope you stick around to the end to find out. So, we wanted to talk about 5 misconceptions of side hustles. And, why people normally fail when they do them. And kind of the thought process behind it. So, let's talk about that. Number 1!
I need to be an expert to provide any value.
So a lot of people will go into a side hustle thinking, well, I have to know everything about it in order to be sufficient and add value to whatever client you're working with or whatever else you're doing. You have to know enough to do a good job, and it should be quality work, yes. But you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be the number one at that thing in order to make money and have a side hustle doing it. But what are your experiences with that?
I've struggled with that. I feel like I need to learn everything before I can be a good web developer, but that's just not true. I know a lot, and what I know, I always do my best and always provide value. So even last week with my struggle with trying to get everything perfected, I just didn't need to do that. I just needed to be who I am and provide the value that I do.
Yeah, for sure. I think that even with me with videography, I started doing it just because, the church needed it done. Basically, we started doing announcement videos for our church, and the first one, if I can find the footage of it, I'll put it right here. But the first one was really bad, but it was the best I could do at that time. But eventually, you get there, right? And at some point, at least in my journey, I realized that I was good enough to make money in some way. And so, that first time that I made money with videography, it was amazing. And but I learned from that experience too. And from that job, I can do 10 times better than I did on that job now. And a year from now, I'll be able to do 10 times better than I am right now. So I want to continue to grow and keep on learning. Number 2.
I'll always have a consistent job. So for me, last week was really hard because I feel like I didn't get much. I didn't get any extra jobs. Yeah, right?
Well, you had the promise of a couple really big jobs, but then they literally just ghosted you.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So it was hard. It was disheartening. I was like, I suck at this. I'm not good. I can't do anything. But in reality, it's the reality of hustling, not
and especially online work like that.
You won't always have a consistent job. It's just you have to be okay with it, and you have to just keep continuing to get better during those times.
And if you're gonna do a side hustle, you can't just sit there and hope that you're gonna get extra jobs.
Right.
You have to pursue, right?
And learn and grow.
Right.
Because it's not just about pursuing those people, but during this downtime is the best time to start learning and growing and amplifying your portfolio and your knowledge. Number 3.
I don't have a network. So for me, this misconception is, someone will think to themselves, oh, well, I don't know anybody. I don't have the right contacts. I can't find work. There's no way for me to find work. And what I would say to that is if you know one person, if you have one friend, then you're connected to the world. There's only a couple of degrees of separation, right? We know somebody who knows somebody famous, right? Somebody we know has met Shaquille O'Neal, right? Or somebody we know knows somebody who met the president. You're connected in so many ways to everybody, at least in your area for sure. Have you ever gone on Facebook and seen my random friend from here is actually friends with my other random friend from here? That's your network, okay? So for me this week, I really focused on talking to my friends, and through my friends, I'm helping them out with their businesses. I'm getting them videos that they really need for their businesses. But also on top of that, I'm making connections with new people that I've never met before. So I'm building my network continually. For me, I think that it's a cop-out to say that you don't have a network, because again, it goes back to the hustle, right? 30 days of hustle. It's not 30 days of wait until you get some work.
Yeah, this one's one I struggle with because I feel like I don't have a network. And it's not that I don't have a network, it's just I don't like reaching out to people like you do. That's why I've taken the route that I've taken, you know what I mean?
Sure. So what are you doing?
I'm mostly online because people come to me and I don't have to seek. You know what I mean?
You're using another company that is going to take some of your profit, but they take out the harder part of finding work.
Yes.
Number 4.
So misconception number 4 is misconception. I can't say that word.
All right, so misconception number 4 is that you don't need the best gear. For example, for us, right now, we're filming on an over 3-year-old camera. This is a camera that works really well for what I need it to do, right? Here's a clip of a video that I shot this week. Also, these lights that we're using are 2 different lights that are going through a bed sheet. Yeah, the room that we're in is just a spare bedroom. So the gear that we have is not the best, right? Everything that we've gotten is for a purpose, right? We use it for the jobs that we need at the time. So let's go back to your life, right? What in your life do you think that you absolutely need to accomplish a side hustle? If you're a cook, do you think that you need a gas stove or a really expensive smoker or grill or whatever in order to achieve the results that you need? But would it be nice to have them? Absolutely, yes. Would it make your job a little bit easier? Probably, yeah. But it's not always the gear that makes your projects, right? So when I first started videography, I was shooting on this, which is a Lumix G7. This camera is awesome. It shoots 4K. It creates a pretty good image, but there are so many little quirks and stuff with it that it just made my life really hard when I was shooting stuff. And when I switched to the camera that I have now, which is the Lumix GH5, man, it just made things so much easier. It made it quicker, made it more efficient, so I could do work faster and better quality. So the gear does matter to a point, but don't make excuses, because I could definitely run this channel and do all my videography work with this, but I want to create a better product, and this just limits me.
Number 5.
So number 5 kind of builds out from all the rest of the misconceptions that we're talking about. Misconception number 5 is that there's some sort of shortcut, or that there's an easy way to do a side hustle. And the fact is that you have to put in effort. If you're gonna do a side hustle or create some extra work, some extra income for yourself, there's going to be extra work, right? There's gonna be extra effort that needs to be put in. So when I'm doing a project, right, I have to shoot it and direct it and edit it all by myself, right? So like this video that I'm making, I'm putting in a ton of work into it, right? All by myself. And then I have to deliver a product that is good enough to where the client will want to work with me again. And so I have to put just a maximum amount of effort into the project so that it's good. Because if it's not good, they won't work with me again. I won't get another job, and none of their friends will work with me either, because they've seen how bad my work is.
It goes hand in hand with number 1. I feel like you have to put in the effort to learn and grow and take those next steps. I didn't get those 2 jobs that I didn't get last week, but I continue to like search and look and make sure that my cover letters are coming out on point, that I'm saying the right things, that I'm learning and still pursuing, and then like good things come from it.
Well, yeah, that's our 5 misconceptions. So if any of those things resonate with you, let us know in the comments below. But we're gonna go through the recap of our week now. So you want to go first?
Sure. So last week I struggled. Like, it was really hard, and then I got excited because I had 2 really big jobs, and then 1 maybe that was coming through, and then like Brandon said, I got ghosted, and then it was like, oh, I'm just not good enough. And so you go through all those things and you think all those things, but then I was just like, get back on the horsey and go full force. And I continue to put in some proposals, which in Upwork, you look at a job, you put in a proposal, and then they either give it to you or not. So in between the week, my friend contacted, maybe even the previous week, my friend contacted me about her phone being broken, and she's been watching our YouTube channel, and she really wants to support me. So yeah, her phone broke, and she's like, I have a side hustle for you. So I fixed her phone, and yeah, thanks, JC. So then I got a call, 2 responses on Thursday and Friday, and they're both hourly jobs, and one is about what I usually try to go for, but then I went a little lower for this other one, but it's ongoing, so I feel like it's definitely worth it, because it's going to be so long. Like, hopefully this is going to be a job that I have for a while.
Right, it's giving you more consistency.
Correct.
Because like we talked about, like you shouldn't expect a lot of consistency with your side hustle,
right,
at least at the start. So this will give you a little bit more consistency, which would be nice.
Correct. So yeah, getting those 2 jobs like really amped me up. Friday I was working 3 jobs basically, and because I was able to balance everything out, it was cool, and it just gave me that extra confidence boost that I needed.
All right, so for me, going into week 3, I knew that I had 2 jobs coming up. One was for a friend that was doing a landscape company. The other one was for a construction company. So Monday morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. If you know me at all, you know that is not a good time for me to wake up. But I got up at 6 a.m. I wanted to do a sunrise kind of shoot for the landscape company. So I got out there, and man, when I got out there, it was a lot crazier than I expected, for sure. They were actually landscaping an entire neighborhood, so this huge gated community. So I'm like in my car, I jump in my car, driving around, find someone to shoot, jump out of my car, grab my gimbal, I'm like shooting people, and then I get out my drone, I'm flying all around the neighborhood trying to get shots, and it turned out really good, but man, it was definitely a crazy morning trying to get that done. Then on Wednesday I decided to go out and shoot for the construction company. They had just built this building on a lake over at a park here in town, and so I did a small ad for them and kind of a promo video showing off the building, and man, it went really well. I finished the video. I tried to get it done really fast for them because I wanted to deliver it within a week of getting the job, and so I worked my butt off, and I really did the best that I could. And I sent it to them, and it's crazy because after I sent it to them, and I had basically quoted them a certain price, and then they came back and offered even more than I had asked for, which is the first time that's ever happened for me on a job. And so it was just great. It was a great feeling to know that they appreciated my work so much that they offered more than what I quoted them, and so it was just a really cool moment. And so those 2 jobs are almost done, and that's going to be us basically reaching our goal. If you tune in next week, you'll be able to see kind of the final number that we're at. We're going to just share everything with you guys. We won't share specifics of each kind of client because that's kind of confidential, but we'll share with you exactly how much we made, how we did it, and how you can potentially do the same, and kind of give you some tips for that. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. We want to be able to answer those questions. Like we said, we're not experts at this whole entrepreneur thing, but we're just starting it because we're trying to do the best that we can, right? So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you want to support us on Patreon, we're going to be doing some cool things over there. We may be doing some giveaways soon. So if you want to sign up, it's only $5 for the low tier and $10 for the higher tier. And you guys can support us every month. We have to pay for things like the music that we're using in this video right now, or anything like that. So if you guys want to support us, that would be huge, and that would help us a lot. And last week we did a secret word. This week, I think we're going to do another one. You want to pick it this time?
Blanket.
So blanket is the secret word, but don't type it like blanket, like a blanket, but like blank dash it.
Sure.
and then we'll know that you've watched the whole video. So, thank you guys so much for being awesome.
I'm not the creative one.
Thanks so much for being here, watching this, and guys, we just appreciate you so much. Please share this video with your friends. That would help us out a lot. We'd love to get to 100 subscribers. This week we've gone up a little bit. It's been really cool, but we'd love to get to 100 subscribers. Yeah, so like, share, comment below, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.